Good evening, everyone.
Look at that perfectly timed montage. I couldn't have done that better
Yeah,
myself.
leave off, Sid. Welcome. We are round 22 realistic tier for Spain. Same concept as last night. We do have a 18-minute qualifier, sprint race of 11 laps, followed by a 33 lap race. Hope you are all well. Just waiting for the drivers to ready up now. What we got? 10 seconds before we go in. While we would do that, we will get up the tables. What should we see first? The targets or the table itself? Let's have a look at the table itself. So you'll see on screen now as we just load into Spain.
So many close battles, as I said, in that midweek right up on the constructors' table. There's a lot of places still to be fought for there.
Absolutely. You look at Mercedes 566, followed by Ferrari in 545, Alpine 544, and then a little bit of a gap down to Aston Martin, but that P2, 3, and 4 are extremely close, and we've got some close battles down the bottom as well. Aston Martin, Williams, McLaren, all in the 400s. Has some 359. AlphaTauri close on 321, and Alfa Romeo just slightly behind on 218. So there is no Mikey racing today, so it gives a good chance for Syrah and Jerry to extend that lead and that gap. That should bring them probably out of touch for Mikey. I would imagine so. As we go back over. Let's have a look at the budget, sorry.
That's quite right. If I was to say if any of our drivers can give us a weather report on the stream, that'd be super. It was dry all the way last night.
So Red Bull leading the way massively in the budgets, as you can see, over 1.3. Alfa Romeo are just clawing back that big deficit they had early on in the season, just down to 96,000 in debt now. Hopefully they could potentially make that this race with a good result. Let's get back to the action.
Matt tells us it is dry.
Thank you, Sid, and thank you, Matt. So first one out is an AlphaTauri. That will be Mr. Showtime Vale. Good, you do have the odd chance of rain around here. We didn't last night. So it does look like it's staying dry again, thanks to Matt. You want to see information? It was quite cloudy last night in bits and bobs though, during times on track, but nothing ever come through. We haven't put the targets up yet, so I'll put the targets up on the break in between the qualifying and the sprint, just so we know if
there's a
people are waiting.
Should make the targets tonight.
As Vale coming around the final corner in the realistic AlphaTauri, putting an excellent showing last week in Monaco. Can't remember where he finished. Was he?
Monaco P2 he finished.
It was, wasn't it? It was an absolute brilliant.
Holding off a very frustrated Doros behind him for many laps.
The last driver is on their way. Do you know where your last driver is? No, Dodo's in, isn't he? No, he's in.
Yeah, no, it's Sierra.
Oh, Sierra, yeah, right. Yeah, that's it. He's coming.
Kenty's just coming up to the final corner.
Very, very busy track. Was Kenty the first one out? He was. Sorry, I thought it was Vale. Kenty 1:13.05 5-4-6. Then we will go back down to Vale as his AlphaTauri teammate reserve of Boise crosses the line to start his first hot lap. Vale second to last, uses all of the track on the left hand side and sets a 1:12.415. Then, excuse me if I get this wrong, that looks like it's Bit Late Barry, reservist for the Aston Martin this week. So it's a 1:12.759. Then, is that Hayes? Hayes is just starting. So Skutex 1:11.683, which we come to expect him being on pole position. Blitz goes P2 and out in the McLaren. Half decent time. Remaster come across the line. Is that Jerry? I think it is. I missed Jerry's time. 1:11. And then it will be, I think that's Kenyon just starting. It is. Remaster sector 1. Kenji's coming in, and that's now for Terry. Oh,
she's just coming over in the second Alpha. Decent time as well.
Yeah, up there with his teammate. The second McLaren, that'd be Sierra, just come around. Sierra's just joined. So that would be a Red Bull of Hayes, will be the next one. After a fairly solid showing last night from Hayes in the Williams in the equal tier. And he puts that Red Bull 1:12. Mercedes is that midfield maestro's not. That will
Rusted
be
Bolt.
Rusted Bolt.
So Bolt's Aston's just coming round.
P5 12.246. We're going to go down to the Haas of Antfo. Goes as P10 1:12.904. Then we will go back down to, it must be Kenyon now. I just missed him as he goes up to P3, literally.
Yep. Next for the line will be Silla, but he's just in. Oh no, he is in sector 3 now.
Very difficult to track all these drivers. They all come out very early when it's a short quali.
Silla coming round the last bend now.
Oh, he had to just let off a little bit there. It looked like he went a little bit wider, but
still P3 though.
Puts it on P3. Strong showing so far from the McLaren boys. The only other one we've got is midfield Maestro in a Mercedes. He's only just started. We're right on board. Comes down the hill to the fairly tight left-hander. And then up to the difficult uphill left and right. You take too much of either side, it will throw you out. And then in qualification, it is full pelt down and up and around the hill.
I'll be pleased to see in his battle with Williams and McLaren and Aston that Sierra has made it in with plenty of time to get a couple of good laps in.
Here's his midfield Maestro, comes down this last corner, catches a little bit of the inside curve, may have just slowed him down slightly and goes P4. 1:12s. We've got a couple more now just coming back out of the pits. The other Aston Martin is ahead in sector 3, is on a outlap. Is that Roommaster is ahead? That must be Vale on an outlap ahead as well. So Roommaster is the furthest ahead on a hot lap. Is he on a hot lap? If he is, he's going really slow. No, he's not on a hot lap.
No, I think Alan will be next.
Yeah. It will indeed be Alan, the throw behind Kenty. I think he's pushing as well. Yellow flags of just car moving out of the way. How are you doing, Maestro? Good evening. Alan goes up into P17. into P13. It's got busy. That Mercedes will come in. The Red Bull there, is that Skutek's outlap? It will be. Busy sector 1. As a bit late, Barry is the furthest man ahead. I think he's also can't be going. He's in the 105s. Don't know if he's had a moment halfway round, but is he pushing? Is he going to improve? He does improve. Didn't look like he was at one point, but he does improve by 2 tenths. Go to P10. Let's go back down. Is that an AlphaTauri?
Top 5 places are all by different constructors.
Sitting aboard with Sierra as we just wait for everyone to get in their laps. He has a little bit of a moment coming off of the left-hand corner. Comes around his second to last, full speed to set his first time. Yeah, don't retire, Maestro. It's only 18 minutes at the moment. Israel reservist for Mercedes, just starting his second attempt at this hot lap. Skutex is just starting. Jerry is further ahead. We're standing by with Jerry to see if he can push the Red Bull champion off on P1.
It will come as no surprise that Dodo's is making me sweat, as always, by still sitting in the pits.
Loves it. He's always having a cup of tea.
I know. I'm sitting here biting my fingernails to the bone, and he's just like, yeah. I'll come out when I'm ready.
There he goes. Jerry does knock the Red Bull driver down, but he is on his charge in his second attempt at hot lap, coming up the right-hander. As the way this track improves, I'm sure he will see himself back in P1.
He's up by nearly
7.5.
3 tenths. Yep.
Yeah, as it stands, he's going to do it already. As you'll probably see, most of the grid have a reset now. Most of the drivers are in. Probably half and half. Some out on track and half inside the pits. As Skutex does, and he does improve by nearly 4 tenths. Puts himself back onto P1.
Meanwhile, let's not forget Matt is coming up the last corner.
It is indeed.
So many double overtakes last night. Even I have to admit I was impressed. That's not easy for me to say.
He was on a charge last night.
He was. I mean, he would inevitably then screw it up again, but still, you know. Well off the pace there, though.
As G Mill is missing his entire wing. As Antfo comes around the last corner. Can he improve on his time? He does. Only moves up to 1 place to P15 and improves by just over a tenth.
Volksy is ever so slightly improving.
There's going to be a little bit of a tarry toe. Yep. But he's just invalidated. Oh, he's ruined the tarry toe. Sid's fuming.
Yep.
They practiced that all week. Debriefed and he's invalidated as he come up to the top right. Basically down in P14 at the moment, and we have his teammate into P9, about to start his second attempt at hot lap.
Kenty in the Ferrari is 1.5 tenths up to sector 1.
Both of them coming in. Is that Sierra around the final corner? He's in the pits as well. Typical. That is Alan outlap, and then we've got McLaren of Blitz. He is pushing. He is only marginally up. How you doing, Barry? Nice to see you in the chat. Blitz comes across the line. We have a 112 dead. That's just a slight improvement, but he joins his McLaren teammate into P5.
Oh, Kenty lost a lot of time through sector 2 and 3 there.
Yeah, Kenton a Ferrari. He's going to hope for a little bit more out of that car.
Oh, he
Vale
was up. He
comes
was up through
round.
sector 1 and then well
Mm.
down by the time he crossed the line.
Vale round the final corner as he comes onto the straight. Can he improve on his P9?
Sierra
He can't
up.
improve. He does improve his time, but he doesn't move.
Sierra up by 6,000ths of a second in the Williams through sector 1.
Who's the Aston? That will be Rusted Bolt just starting the AlphaTauri. Is that back down to Alan? Is he coming in? No, he is pushing. He is 3/10 up, which would be enough to probably push him up to P16 as it stands.
Sierra's
Alan
good.
does improve, and he goes to P17. He does lose some time in sector 3. Go back to Sierra.
No,
he's
he's
coming in.
abandoned that. Yep, he was. I think he must have had a moment through sector 2.
So the only one, who is that sitting there? Rusted Bolt's having absolute fun round there. He was standing still, must have been facing the wrong way.
Yep,
Go on
he's
board
got
and he's
no
ripped his wing off.
front wing. I think I'm going to have a post-race meeting and explain to Dodos that we do have the budget to afford more than one set of soft tyres in qualifying.
There was rumours going around the Alpine garage that he was handing leaflets out about cost effect, you know, trying to save money. Turn the light switches off.
I mean, I know I'm a Scotsman, but even I don't mind.
So that Aston Martin will come in. This will be Alan coming in as well, as we've got 2 minutes 40 left. There's going to be a push for time now, as it looks like. Is that the Red Bull of Hayes? Midfield Maestro, sorry, is the furthest one around, and then it is Hayes, followed by Sierra, and then we'll work the rest out as we go from there. Midfield Maestro is going to come to a lot of traffic, as all of these guys are going to want to come out now. He's going to come into a lot of traffic in sector 1. Looks like the 3 cars have done it nicely then and just let him past. It's nicely worked out. Yellow flags are just slow with moving cars on track now as everyone's jostling for some position. Comes to the uphill. It's a make or break section. If you nail it, it will be a lot of time. If you have to compromise, or you compromise your entrance to it, it will kill your time. We will ignore the purple sectors in a moment.
Hayes is up by 1 3/4 tenths. Couldn't be bothered to say 0.175. Just thought, oh, he's on a slide and he's round.
Midfield Maestro goes across and he does improve by just over 3/10. Goes up to P3. It was Hayes, but he is round, is he?
Yep,
He is. He's sightseeing. He's in the gravel.
It was a Ferrari, I think, came flying around the corner after him, but luckily he'd ghosted, so...
I believe the next one was Sierra after the Red Bull disaster. So Hayes retires in the pits, not able to get any more out of that Red Bull after that moment.
Sierra up by a tenth through sector 2.
Sierra is going to need about 3 to 4 tenths to get into this top 3.
It's a big ask out of that last sector. Oh, he does
He
it?
does
so
it.
I'll shut my mouth.
P2. Just under 5 tenths. We're going to try and focus on as many as we can through here. Is that a Williams? That must be Sierra. It is. He's in the pits. Oh. Not sure what happened there. He went a little bit straight. That is Iswell as he crosses the line. He does improve by 4 tenths. Steve's P12. Yellow checker flags are out. G Emil, so it'll be Antho, final sector, coming around the final corner now. And improving his 112. He does not, and check fires are out for him. We go back to the top. That is a McLaren and a AlphaTauri, was it? They were very, very close there.
Breaking news, Jerry is 2/10 down. I think he might just abandon this.
Not sure what's happened there. I'm pretty sure we had an AlphaTauri and a McLaren coming together at the top of Sector 3.
Yep, everybody's just bailing into the pits.
Everyone's just coming in, aren't they? Yeah, bit like Barry, Sector 3. There's a McLaren just ahead, but everyone seems to be coming in. JT Blitz retired in the pits. Alfa Romeo tired in the pits as well. What can bit like Barry do? He's very, very slow. 22 seconds over. That is that, and that leaves the Red Bull of Scootex to expectedly probably be on pole, and he is. It's a great drive and a great qualification from the McLaren of Sierra in P2. Alpine driver of TTM Jerry just behind in P3.
Dodos, I see, only managed P9 in the end.
He did, I missed that.
I know, so did I. I've like just seen it and I'm like, I was looking up the top from going, where is he? Where is he?
As I said, Scootex is on pole for the start of our 11 lap sprint, followed by Syrah and TTM Jerry in the Alpine that will complete your top 3. We will have a short break and we'll be back in a second.
Some say Formula One isn't really a sport. What sport has stadiums that span seas? Or revels in driving rain, blazing sun, and blackest night? What sport makes even Vegas stop and stare? Sure, we have passing and curveballs and even the odd dive. But for us, the back of the net is no place to be. Breakpoint is rarely an advantage, and halftime, we do it in no time. Our kit saves lives. Our goals change futures. Our slam dunks echo around the world. And our big game, we do it 23 times a year. This is no ordinary sport. This is Formula One.
Welcome back, everyone. Antho, I did a fast my time in TT and it was not enough. I hope for some binges in this race. The drivers have been given they're already up. We cannot see the countdown, but we do have a formation lap. And we will start this sprint. While we do, let's get up the budgets, shall we? Not the budgets. We've done the budgets. The
was gonna say,
driver
I'm having deja vu.
targets. Yeah, the driver targets. Let's get that up on screen. Now a quick nosy as the formation lap is just about to start. So Skutex is gaining ever closer to his target. He's got 2 places remaining. 2 races remaining, including this one, obviously, and the sprint. He's well on his way to complete his target. Sierra has smashed his target in the McLaren.
Yeah,
Dodos has also beaten his targets. Midfield Maestro is well on his way. Rusted Bolt is 4 points off. Vale is 8 points better off. So great return for the for Vale in the AlphaTauri. Jerry is very close. Hayes Perez. he's got a little bit of work to do, but he's got a couple of races left to do it. G Mill, a couple of points in it to do. Kenty will need a good couple of races to pass that target set in the Ferrari. Same as Rubber Duck. Mikey is well off. He'll be needing a miracle. And he'll need a big miracle because he's not racing tonight. Alan is close. Glads is not racing. He will need a miracle. JT Blitz is racing but will need a very good couple of races. Matt is quite close to races remaining. Sierra is quite far off. Same as Convict, who is only just starting, so and not racing tonight.
Comment of the window during the warm-up lap comes from Antho with, "Oh, it's a sprint." I think he thought that they were away going to Q2. Suddenly found himself on the grid.
Is indeed. It is last one of the season. So
Formation
I'm going
lap,
to sit
that's what I
on
was trying to think of.
board. I'm going to sit on board with Jerry, as Kenyon is disqualified for overshooting.
Oh, a bit like Barry and Iswell as well. I'm going to go on with Vale.
So we're straight for the lights. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and round 22 realistic tier is underway. As there's a great start from Sierra. He's going off the inside using help of ERS. Going round the in. He's sitting on the inside. Or there's a little bit of contact between Alpine and Red Bull, but Sierra gets himself ahead.
Yeah, mid-pack, it's all very tight with AlphaTauris and Dodos. I think Dodos will
We
get
have
out of that.
a Alfa Romeo rounds the back. So a couple of drivers jostling for position. Hayes is getting himself up. Jerry has lost a couple of positions, but he's in the inside of the Red Bull.
Bale initially got a poor start. He was 2 places down, place down, but he's now actually regained 3.
Got place
so
up, yes he has. Sorry, let's go back down to the tyre strategy, sorry. As we do have a mixed field of mediums and softs. The softs can make it, but they will feel bad towards the end. I think at 11 laps they were about 60 odd %. Mediums you get a little bit more freedom to push, but they could be slower in corners. Sierra is still leading this race as he is only just marginally ahead. Skutex is not going to look. He's close into turn 1.
I'm getting
It's a
some
little
horrendous
bit.
camera angles.
Oh, we have G Mill is into the wall. Looked like a slight coming together with the. I'm not sure what it was, but
He
there
looks
was
to
some elbows out.
He looks to have survived. His wings intact anyway, from what I can see. But that's not always a true story.
No, he might have very slight damage, but at the moment it looks intact. And Sierra had a little bit of a moment coming up the hill. He looked like he went wide and had to compromise some of his speed, as he is being chased down by the Ferrari of Kenty, but stays ahead. Kenty's looking down the inside. He is, but then Sierra will keep the inside line. and the Ferrari will settle back behind. As we will go back, we will see DRS enabled. It's not, you won't get it this time, you will get it on the first sector up the hill. As Skutex looks like he's just starting to get into a little rhythm.
He keeps dipping just in and out of DRS.
Yeah, he's got those soft compounds on at the moment. I would like to think he's got to be aggressive. He's got to try and stay in that DRS now.
Yep.
But he did have a really good showing around here yesterday, so he's more than capable of stringing these laps together. I mean, he's improved 2 tenths on this lap to get himself back into DRS, and he's got it now, so he's going to start reeling himself in.
Top 7 have kind of broken away now from Vale. But he is in a significantly slower car.
Yeah, I mean, the fact he's sitting in P8 in an AlphaTauri and round here is a good job within himself, as Skutex does get past comfortably, always will do down here. The Red Bull versus the McLaren with DRS. Get it done. He's now being hunted by the second Red Bull. But will there come a point where these tyres on Hayes drop off compared to the mediums ahead? So
You've got to
work our way
imagine they
back
will.
down the grid, and then we are very, very close. Coming down the hill into the hairpin, we've got the two Aston Martins, followed by the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull of Brewmaster.
Ferrari of Brewmaster.
Yep, sorry. As they are having a little bit of bumping coming together here. None of them are giving each other any room.
Yeah, that's all very tight in there.
It is very, very tight. There's banging. There's minimal room given from everyone on track at the moment. The Ferrari goes a little bit wide, picks up some gravel, just slots in behind the AlphaTauri, but will pick up DRS. And the Ferrari power will just go straight back past. As Rusty Bolt gets past his teammate. As Dodo's is also on a charge now, and Vale loses out another place down to P12. Iswell is now also having a go, but there's a lot of flashing ERS lights going on.
Yep, it's a track where really you've got to stay within DRS if you can, because once you're out of it, it must be nearly
Absolutely. Vale's looking down the inside of the Alpine. They come for round 2 round, but they just slot into each other and go single fire up the hill. There is Alf. Ooh, look like Vale had a little bit of a moment. Potential oversteer on the car coming up the hill. Corrects it and saves it. So we will go back up to, it looks like Syrah is pushing to stay with the Red Bull driver. He's very close. No DRS for the Red Bull ahead. Can Syrah get in? It looks like he's got enough speed to get this job done well before the corner. As it looks like Hayes is going also down the inside of his teammate. Or there's a little bit of intertwining going on. Hayes is up into P2. So we'll go back down the grid as we got TTM Jeremy Alpine hunting down midfield Maestro in the Mercedes. TTM Jerry, we know, has some excellent pace. 2 rounds ago in Australia, showing what he can do in that Alpine.
Not
Kenyon
commenting.
sitting in P6, doing a stellar job bringing up these Williams up to the top of the grid so far. JT Blitz also doing a brilliant job in the McLaren. We've got both McLarens in the top 10. We go back down. There's a lot of swapping around down in the bottom grid. We've got Vale out ahead of Dodo's now. Sierra down the outside. He's going around the outside of the McLaren of the Mercedes of Iswell.
Skutex and
he has a
on
little bit of a
Silla.
moment.
Oh, they went side by side, either side of Silla there, and dropped him down to third.
I mean, Sierra, they brought out a 3.2 second lead on P4. Hayes looks now, he's going into his Sergio Perez defensive mode. He's burned all of his ERS, where the Skutex in P1 has got 37% left.
Yeah, Hayes will be probably trying to protect the Skutex in P1 there.
We'll go back down to the bottom of the grid as we got Kenty P17 hunting down now Tauri, Haas and Mercedes. There's a lot of these guys ahead now. We got flashing lights. Everyone's pushing with 7 laps gone out of 11. Oh, and it looked like there that Dodo's just went slightly wide at the top of the hill. Remaster has left the session. Was a little bit of contact from the side of Iswell, if you can, Trevor, if you don't mind.
I don't have him on, I'm afraid. I don't have him on my list.
Bear with, please, and we'll just see if I can.
I'm gonna make a bit of a call here that I could potentially insult my own driver here. I have not seen Dodo struggle this much. He is dropping places hand over fist. I am wondering, has he put the wrong setup on?
A bit of question for you to ask your
I
driver.
think it is going to have to be, but I mean, it's not like him to be so far down. He started P9, he's down to P13.
Yeah, it doesn't look great in a moment. It looks like he's struggling. He might have picked up some slight wing damage maybe, but it looks like he's struggling around some of these faster corners. Remaster is not back in yet. Gonna struggle
Maestro,
a
sorry,
little
I've just
bit.
noticed, got up to P4. And sure, I'll be hoping to stay in his DRS and maybe take him towards the end of the race.
He will do. JT Blitz is still following Kenyon very
Kenyon as
closely,
well.
but these are in a train. Can Jerry get past the Mercedes driver, midfield Maestro? Looks like he's got the speed at the moment. He will at least go alongside and just be ahead going into turn 1. Oh, he had a little bit of a moment, did he? I'm not sure. Oh, he's round.
That's Maestro
Midfield
round.
Maestro has clipped the back of Kenyon, and it's caused him to spin, which has also caused JT Blitz to pick up some wing damage in the aftermath. That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Looked like midfield Maestro just came across a bit more than. Oh, and Dodo's has got a 5-second penalty for ignoring yellow flags.
It's going from bad to worse.
How's he got? Alan's retired. Alan has crashed the second to last corner. He looks like he's spun into the pit lane. His car
you don't
has
want to
been
be doing that.
removed. We've lost Alan as Skutex gets past Hayes. Yeah, I'm not sure why. What would you get for ignoring yellows on here? There wasn't a virtual or anything like that.
No idea.
I'm not sure. It's a weird one, but he has picked up a 5-second for potentially something on track. As we go down to the bottom of the grid, we've got midfield Maestro, Antfo and Voicey. Also Kenty coming into the act as we go into lap 10 of 11. Been a very, very exciting 11 laps so far. Plenty of moves, some great moves on track. Well, looks like JT Blitz is just managing to stay ahead, even though he did pick up some wing damage. Hopefully it's not going to hurt him too much. He is missing his right end plate. As he goes a little bit wide, it's hurting him now. That was unfortunate. It was just a bystander in there.
Oh, we've got yellows again.
That's JT Blitz. He's really struggling with his wing now.
So last lap, it's fairly tight for the top.
Oh, the Red
three.
Bulls look like they was going to have a go at it then.
Surely they're not going to do team on team, are they?
I don't know. It looks like there's no team orders so far in these first 11 laps. Unlucky, Alan. I didn't see what happened, mate. I just saw you was facing the wrong way round in the entrance to the pit. I'm guessing you caught some gravel. Just stay on board with the Red Bull drivers as we come into the end of Sector 2. Taze runs a little bit wide. Probably given Scootex the room to just finish this race now. But it's been a very, very good sprint race for the Red Bulls, taking that back, or taking maximum points so far. Very, very good. Followed by Ciro, who also has a really solid sprint race.
Yeah, he's done a good job of making those softs last. Does Kenyon
Alpine,
have the power
Jerry,
to get past? No.
4 and 5 for Kenyon. Aston Martin's P6 and 7.
Yeah, good result for them.
Ferrari Remaster up into P8 as well. And Vale into P10. Again, a bit of a weird one for Dodos to be picked up a 5-second penalty. We'll just wait for Matt Tupoodle across the line. Bring an end to this sprint race. Unlucky JT Blitz you picked, so you was just a bystander. As we go to Israel was given the driver of the day for the sprint. So as we come to the end of the sprint race, we see both Red Bulls in P1 and 2, followed by the McLaren, Alpine, Williams, both Aston Martins, the Ferrari, and then the Mercedes and AlphaTauri do the top 10. We will take a 3 to 4, well, 4 or 5 minute break, and we will be back for the main race.
Here we go then. Welcome to Catalonia. Welcome to Spain. It is time for the 53rd World Championship Spanish Grand Prix, the 33rd to take place at this track on the outskirts of the Spanish city of Barcelona. 32 times we've been here previously. It's the 4th longest uninterrupted run on the F1 calendar for any racetrack we've ever had in the World Championship. Here's how the calendar looks in 2023. This is round 8, and this is Spain. And this is Spain with a difference, because that chicane is now gone, which means the final 2 corners are flowing. They're fast, and for some they were flat during qualifying. 2.89 miles long, 14 turns, 6 to the left and 8 to the right. There's 613 metres from pole position down to your braking point at turn 1. Plenty of chances for overtaking on the opening lap. Let's look at turn 1, shall we? Sebastian Vettel getting onto the dirt as he tries to get past Valtteri Bottas and succeeded doing so in 2017. Where else can we get drama? Well, let's have a look now at turn 4. Rosberg and Hamilton, do you remember this? On the grass, 2 championship contenders, 2 teammates crashing out of the race on the very first lap. And then fast forward to the braking points after turn 10, 11 and 12. This is Barrichello and Ralf Schumacher and Michael Schumacher in the year 2000, and what a duel that was. Fantastic action over the years at this circuit. Let's hope we get some more today. 3 tyre compounds for you. On the dry tyres, C3, C2 and C1, but the intermediates and the wets are standing by. A risk of rain officially 40%. The clouds are starting to gather around this circuit. The rain is bubbling up and it could be a wet one at times.
Hello and welcome back. We've completed the sprint. We now are going on to the main race. As we join, we go back. We just joined the formation lap. That is wonderful timing.
It's almost like you planned it.
I know.
You should do this more often, in my opinion. I think this comms business, you're getting quite good at it.
Get in there. I need more screens.
Yes.
So Shizu asking how the Ferraris got on. One of them into P8, Kenty down in P15. Yep, Hayes P2 had a solid little bit of a sprint. No way, he's after his performance yesterday. There's going to be a big inquest into Hayes' performance over this weekend.
I would say so. There would have been one over Max, but he's kind of proved that he's not doing anything illegal, given his sprint result. Ooh, we've got 2 drivers starting on softs. Brewmaster and Maestro. Obviously hoping for an early safety car, maybe.
Yeah, there was seems quite a popular track to have a little bit of a soft attempt at. There was quite a few yesterday.
Yeah, Sirra's gone against the grain in the top 5. He's the only one of them that's on mediums and a hard.
Which I like. I like that there's a different strategy in that top 5. For instance, I mean, there's quite a mix in the top 10 really, mediums, hards and a pair of softs on Brewmaster. Zero wants to be aggressive early on the 2 Red Bulls who've gone for the same strategy. Get those mediums working. Take advantage. Is a one-stop race if all goes to plan. As we get our positional changes. Just for the beginning of the race, I will sit on board with Sierra, as he does tend to have a electric start. That is 5 lights, and we are on the way for round 22 for the full race.
Well, it's kind of jam-packed in the middle at the back. With
Does,
the
as
wide.
Hayes is trying to go side by side. Sierra has a little bit of a correction down the inside. The Williams goes up past the Alpine. Oh, we got Jerry and an Aston Martin get intertwined. As he gets himself back ahead, as the Aston Martin tried the old flip-flop and went down the inside, and Jerry's slightly ahead, going up. Billy Barry gets his nose ahead.
Well, I was holding my breath being on at the back there, but we seemed to have got through it. There was an awful lot of three wideness that was giving me heart attacks, but so far, so good.
Yeah, the first couple of races just with a little bit of judging positions. There's quite a lot of opportunities around Spain just to stay down the inside going into corners. There's not massive heavy braking zones, as a Ferrari of Roommaster is in already. We will keep an eye and just see. Can you keep an eye on Roommaster in the pits if you've got any damage at all?
Yeah.
As Skutex is leading this race
Yes,
by
it's a
half
new
a second.
front wing.
I didn't see any physical damage. Must have picked up a lot or enough to compromise his race. As the top 3 are maybe already breaking a second from the rest of the grid. As Iswell is on the attack and getting past Dodo's, as Dodo's looking like he's going down the inside again. He is of the Mercedes, and he stays just ahead.
Guess what? As I said to you in the break, and as I said it live on stream towards the end of the sprint, he had damage from lap 1 in the sprint, which was why he was struggling. So I was right. I did insult him by suggesting he may have put the wrong setup on.
Yeah. As the grid is close ahead, as we get in the new fastest lap now, obviously popping up in tandem quite a lot. Kenyan 2.2 now it is, as Billy Barry is on the attack of the Williams driver ahead. This is helping the top 3 just stretch their lead out. We've got both Aston Martins in P5 and P6. Jerry in the middle, and an Aston sandwich. A Vale following up this group, just tagging along on the back of Rusted Bolt, while Michael Maestro is hunting down.
I'll be surprised if we don't see Barry getting past Kenyan with the extra power of that Mercedes once he's got DRS.
Yeah, I haven't seen that power the Aston Martin's meant to have in this game as much as I thought I would. I always thought it would be quite a good little seat to have, but it just doesn't seem like this got that power that is expected, as Jerry is absolutely flying past. He gets 2 in 1. Barry and Kenyan are in his dust.
I was actually on board with Barry, expecting to see him go past, and then I just saw Jerry's car going by.
And that was some raw power from the Alpine. As we are going, there's quite a few cars just popping out behind, just letting them know that the move could potentially be on, but none of them do it.
Yeah, they're all very close.
Vale is on the gearbox of Rusted Bolt. just slots back in behind. Sensible move while they're going up the hill. It's not a place to try and attempt any side-by-side action. DRS train will continue as we have Iswell going down round the outside or attempting to on Dodos, but Dodos manages to keep himself ahead. Oh, who's that? We've got an Aston Martin of Rusted Bolt. Vale must have just got past us going up the hill, but then the AlphaTauri, unfortunately, its lack of power is hurting it as it goes down the straight. We've got midfield Maestro. He doesn't. He looked like he was going to go alongside, but slots back in. Dodo stays ahead of Iswell.
So many battles going on in that group that they're kind of slowing each other up in a way.
Oh, the Mercedes of Iswell tries an attempt down the inside of Dodo's. We have yellow flags. We have a safety car. Safety car. Who is that? Is that Matt or Alan? It is Alan. No front wing. A safety car has been called. Probably not overly warranted.
No, not really.
But that is the game that we have. Safety car lap 5. We had a couple of early safety cars yesterday. It will bunch the field up a little bit more and it will be a bit annoying. I wonder if we will see Hayes in. We don't see Hayes. No, who was on the softs? Sorry, it wasn't Hayes. I was on the sprint.
Barry has gone in.
A bit like Barry, midfield Maestro is the only one on the softs as well. We have 4 or 5 pitting. We will have Alan pitting as well. He needs a whole new front wing. Alan, Anfo, Iswell, midfield Maestro, and bit late Barry. Barry going on to fresh hards.
So we've got quite a few changes in position. Biggest winners, what we got? Blitz up 7, Dodo's up 8. Matt is up 5 places.
Yeah, we have some losses as well. We have Remaster, who did pit on lap 1, down to 11, but the safety car will help him on his recovery drive.
Yeah.
As we are just waiting for the rest of the grid to back up, we will see the safety car stay out this lap, as it's only just been picked up, and it will potentially, where the grid is, will be coming in next lap.
Alan, I would assume, is going to stop again. He went on the mediums. Maybe sort of
yeah, it's going to be early. Even people like Barry now is, well, he might want to try and take him to the end. By the time the safety car comes in, he's going to have 25 laps to keep him. But, I mean, it's probably doable, but they're not going to feel brilliant at the end of it.
No.
Definitely when the others still have to pit as well. So if he can work his way through the grid. There's not been many stops apart from the ones that you can see on your screen now. The bottom 5.
6.
Sorry, yeah, I'm clicking 15.
That's alright.
Both Mercedes, Aston Martin, Haas, Ferrari, and Alan, who was the cause of the safety car. So we will stay on board with Scootex as we should be seeing the safety car come in and come in as it goes up the hill. You'll hopefully see the call.
Shizu stunned I won't repeat all the language to see Hayes in P2.
Finally making the most of that that Red Bull that he's got there, as a safety car is being called in this lap. Will do. When do you go? It's been very, very, well, an extremely long. And he's gone. He has gone slightly earlier, just before the last corner. Sira is aware of it as he is burning down the straight, trying to. Is he going to attempt to get him? Oh, I don't think he's going to. Or is the last of the outbreakers? Is he? He does get the move done. Looks like Hayes is having a go at his driver. He's his teammate. He's got his nose ahead. The Scutets come flying past. Hayes has got the inside as it is, but Scutets will take. He gets ahead.
Madness. Chisel be having a fit.
Oh, so had a slight bit of oversteer coming off of the hairpin downhill. He saves it. Keeps it going. It would have compromised a little bit of time. As Vale is trying to go around the outside of Rusty Bolt, and he will take the inside line and get that move done. Very good driving for the AlphaTauri driver.
Yeah, another great performance by Vale. Sid will be happy.
As Dodos is trying to get past the Aston Martin driver, looks like he might do going into turn one. He would take the inside as the Aston Martin just slots in behind. Remember, these guys in front are yet to pit. A bit late, Barry. That was P15, is now P12.
Yeah, he's coming back well.
Mercedes are trying to attack the Ferrari. As a Ferrari is looking down the inside. I think, yep, Mercedes have got past the Ferrari.
Oh, seemed to be something happened there in the middle.
This was
Dodos.
it Vale.
How's Dodos suddenly
Vale
shot
and
to P5?
Kenyon side by side. Yep, they are indeed. It looks like Dodos has just jumped both Vale and Kenyon. Dodos getting two grips with the Alpine now, with the nice new wing. DRS is enabled. We will see it as we go round. Oh! Vale has overshot.
Oh no.
He's
That's
really
my fault.
overshot the
Commentator's
exit.
curse.
And it looked like he just used the runoff. Sensibly, like he couldn't brake in time, he just used the runoff. Which is what we like to see, which is what it's there for. But it looked like he was just coming too much speed and either didn't think he was going to brake in time and just took that extra runoff. Bit late, Barry up into P10 now. The fresh hard compounds that he's got on his Aston Martin. He looks like he's burning now. He has got no ERS either. He is pushing hard and early. As Iswell is going right. Oh my God.
Dodos is at a moment.
Don't know what that was. That was JT Blitz. That was Iswell's in the wall. Iswell is in the wall. And that is calls a safety car. Iswell looked like he went straight on, missed his braking point, and also picked up JT Blitz in the process. we have the second safety car. As we will see now, the majority of the grid go in. I don't think the Red Bull drivers and the top 7 or 8 on this grid were, I think they were passed. They were passed before the safety car had actually been called out. But it looked like on stream that Iswell just missed his braking point, shot straight past on the original turning coming up the hill, and collected JT Blitz in the process, which has sent them both into the gravel pit. Very unfortunate again for JT Blitz. He seems a magnet for a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So we have safety car number 2. As I wonder if you will see Hayes and Skutex come in now. I know they've probably, unfortunately, been done by going past. Nope, they're deciding to stay out, which is probably the right call. I think they've lost too much otherwise. They stick to their one-stop strategy. They're not old, they're still 11 laps, so they've still got plenty of life left in them. We do see at the back of the grid all having fresh tyres.
But imagine Hayes, Skutex, Dodos. Maybe not so much Dodos because it doesn't have the raw pace, but I'd imagine the 2 Red Bulls will be wanting to gap whilst Silla and Jerry and Kenyon are all caught in traffic.
Yep.
And bearing in mind that their tyres are 5 laps older than Barry, Maestro, Antho and Allen's.
Yeah, there's definitely some mixed tyres on there now. We've got 3 on 11, we've got 4 on 6, and the rest on 1. Can any of these drivers make the most of it? The Red Bull drivers are going to have to push now for probably another 5 to 6 laps before we see them come in. Hayes has gone a little bit early. It's called Skutex. Not napping, but he's got Skutex there, but he's just going to slot in behind the Red Bull driver as the Aston Martin of a bit like Barry, who pitted 7 laps before. Oh, where's he gone? What was that?
Dodos.
Dodos has had an absolute nightmare of a snake on the car there.
Yeah.
Not sure if he's picked up damage, but I just saw it in the back there. It looked like the car was oversteering. He tried to correct it, then he went understeering.
Could have just been cold tyres.
He caught it, and he did go off in the gravel, and he is now at the back of the grid. Let's hope he managed to stay out of the wall, which looked very, very close indeed.
I think if anything is back wheel, because I saw movement went on.
Yeah.
I think it was just his back wheel that maybe caught it. But yeah, that's damaged his race now.
Has now. He will probably... I mean, we've got quite a few laps remaining. It might be a little bit of an ask for some mediums to go on and feel comfy to the end, or would he just carry on with his race as it was? As Skutex will look like he's going down the insiding of Hayes and get this done before turn 1. Bit late Barry Hayes next in line. Midfield Maestro is in pursuit, followed closely by Sierra, and then a second gap down into P6. Sierra looks like he's going down the outside of Midfield Maestro. Looks like he's got that done. Has got and is showing a very strong pace.
Oh,
here.
Alan
Sector 2.
and G Mill.
Oh, there's 3 of them there. We have a VSC. There was 3 picked up there. It looks like Voicey also is... Has he got wing damage? It's turned into a safety car.
Wing. He has no wing.
There was 3 of them there, and then Alan, G-Mill and Voicey caught in an absolute mess. Brings out the 3rd safety car. I think that's it for safety cars now. It's saved the Red Bulls because they can pit.
Yeah.
Both Red Bulls are in, and Hayes is just slowing down slightly just to give himself a little bit of a gap to try and get this stop as smooth as possible. With standboard it is, and it pretty much is. We've lost 3 from Spain now. Oh no!
What happened there?
They picked up the safety car and they just didn't brake.
Oh dear.
They just did not brake. It looked like Jerry just ploughed into the back. The safety car was there. I mean, there was some heavy braking there, but I don't know if it was just a lack of... I don't know.
It was all looking so promising up until 2 laps ago. Shizu will be happy with this result for...
I mean, that's crazy what I've just seen. I haven't seen that type of thing in a long time. It's like... Well, there wasn't enough braking under the safety car when it got picked up. Jerry's gone into the back of, I think, a Mercedes, which is Midfield Maestro, I believe. And then it's just knocked onto Barry. It's completely swapped the lead over. Absolute crazy scenes on track. So this did go into did start with VSC and it went into the safety car. So I think it's only 3 allowed per race, and we are on number 3. Safety car is in this lap. We have lost 5 drivers: Israel, Gmail, Alan, Jerry, and Midfield Maestro. As we will go back to the top, we got Scootex and Hayes in a Red Bull. Have some work to do down in P13 and 14. Dodo's in P14. Oh, sorry, P12, 13 and 14. Kenyan is just behind our race leader.
Right, so saying that
He
it's
is
side pod and rear wing damage, so
Yeah,
had to retire.
I'm not surprised there. Jerry's DNF was hitting the back of midfield Maestro, so he probably hit him at quite a pace. Kenyan now needs to try and stick as much as he can do of the McLaren ahead of him, which is showing some really strong pace so far. Scootex and Hayes are on the surge, a bit late. Barry. Hayes is going down the inside and gets that move done, and the Aston Martin drivers, the Red Bull drivers, are trying to fight their way back up the field.
Meanwhile, it's looking tasty for Williams.
It is. Both Williams up into the top 5, sitting P2 and P4. Kenyan just trying to stay with the McLaren ahead. It is mediums versus hards. Kenyan looked like he had an absolute brilliant exit down there compared to what Cyril had coming up the final corner.
Yeah, he does. He did that earlier on. Kenyan does get a good exit off there.
You know that Williams has actually got some good straight line speed, I think, this year. Rusted Bolt is also in the top 3. The JT Blitz has overtaken... Oh, he's overtaken both Ferraris by the looks of it. He has.
Yep.
Oh, we're tight down here.
Mm-hmm. I've just gone onto it.
I think they've sensibly just slotted into single file. As both Ferraris, there's no team orders of Ferraris. As both Red Bulls are absolutely going for it, as every opportunity is. A Scootex is now, no, sorry, that was Hayes up into P9, making a move on the Alpine driver. Hayes is feeling $1 million on those fresh compounds. We're 3 wide here.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
Take that 4.
No, this is going to end bad. Someone's... Well done. I mean, I think the right choices were made there by most drivers. 4 was not going to go into that. As now Scootex is looking down the inside. He gets past the Haas of Antfo.
Sierra has dropped off the back of the top 3 at the front. I'm sure Kenyan will be doing everything he can to stay in that DRS of Syrah.
Dodos gets past Antfo. We have got it on now. Roomaster is on the back of the Red Bull of Hayes as Antfo picks up the first 3 seconds on lap 20, or just the beginning of lap 20, as Roomaster goes sailing past the Red Bull of Hayes with help from DRS. So he's looking down the inside now on the Ferrari. Oh, a little bit of oversteer, but looks like by the Red Bull. I mean, he's obviously got the pace. It just needs to be patient on some of the corners. As the gap from the top three is now 2.2 from Vale in P4. Kenyon doing a stellar job, and up Williams just keeping himself tagged along to that McLaren.
Yeah, Vale must have got past Sierra. We missed that with all the Ferrari on Red Bull excitement.
As we're going to have round 2. It is roles reversed. The Red Bull is the Ferrari is round. He's not no damage. He's going again. He's spun. I don't know if there was contact from the Red Bull behind of Hayes, as it looks like there's going 4 wide.
Still there's this Hayes and Blips. I mean, there's plenty happening.
Absolutely.
Douglas is really now going to have to try and do what Kenyon's doing at the front and try and stay on the back of that faster car to get in the DRS.
Hayes is just losing a little bit of time now. Sector 2, that is a Ferrari. And that is a Brewmaster gone.
Oh, so he has. I missed that. Oh, another safety car. Oh, and Silas picked up a 3.
We've
Top
got some
3 are
pits
in the
coming in now.
pits.
Should be going on to
Yep, I
softs
think
now, I would imagine.
Everybody's bailing into the pits now, yeah. Kenty with a 5.
It is Shazoo, it is indeed.
Anthol has opted to stay out.
He has opted to stay out.
On 16 lap old mediums though. Oh, I wouldn't want to be him when this gets going again.
I'm not sure what happened to Rue, did not see.
No,
I feel like he had a bit of a spin on the last corner. No damage, it may have just been a little bit of hot tyres, which was probably the resultant effect, as I think he lost it down at the end of sector 1. Might just been hot tyres.
Well, Ray Stewart's this thing. I think we could be in for a bit of a busy time. There certainly seems to have been a few incidents. Now, does Kenty do the sensible thing here and go in under the safety car so get another set of softs on and get rid of that 5 seconds? Yeah, I think that's wise by Anthony.
Yeah, that surprised me. As he should go on softs. We should see the majority of the grid will just be on softs now towards the end. So you might see it come in this lap. There's lap 23 out of 33. I think that is definitely for safety cars now. Got to be.
That's the fourth safety car. Oh, sorry, what did you say? Lap or?
No, it's safety cars.
That's the fourth
And
one.
that's got to be it. I can't remember that. I know there's a limit, and I'm pretty sure that I thought it was 3, but safety car is in this lap. Syrah will lead us round.
You've got to wonder how costly that 3 seconds might be, but then
It depends if he shows fresh tyres, if he can break some DRS early on, maybe. But Kenyon's now just going to do what he can just to stick as close as he can here.
in 10 laps yet to go, a lot can still happen.
As we are go, Syrah went slightly earlier. We have a little bit of burning from the front guys, just trying to grab that little bit of an early gap. Kenyon is on the back. Vale in P4, Sierra P5, Screwtex P6. JT Blitz is looking down the outside of Dodo's. He's not going to get that done. No, not yet. Voices on 6 lap old hards. He may be a little sitting duck compared to the softs that are all on the grid. As JT Blitz goes quite wide, doesn't pick up any gravel, but he's definitely off the track.
He's trying to go round outside a bit late Barry, and I believe
Gets it done.
Yep, it's done.
Now he's got the hards of Voicey ahead. As he will come off of that. As bit late Barry might actually do both the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull. But no, Hayes stays ahead.
Scootex all over the back of Vale. Oh, he's thinking about it. No. I'm sure he knows he'll get him on the straight.
Yeah, I would have thought so. I think it's just the picking the right time. As Syrah is very, very close to breaking the DRS. He has broken the DRS. He needs to try and stay ahead now because DRS will be called this lap, and it is. He now needs to push and remain out of it as Kenyon just dips back inside of it. The Scootex is now on a charge up into P4. He has an Aston Martin, and the Williams driver ahead. I mean, Syrah's going to be hoping that they can get into a little bit of a battle.
Yeah.
As he has done exactly that at the moment. He has dropped Kenyon out of his DRS, which is very good for him to do. It's a good time to get it done. As Scootex is approaching now this top 3, and he's going to start getting into these battles. Vale has dropped the Williams of Sierra by 1.3. He's taken on the back now of Scootex as well, to do him a world of good. As Scootex looks like he's going to do Williams and the Aston Martin.
Hayes is flying. He's got 2. Oh, I thought he was going to try and get Dodos as well there.
As Rusted Bolt can't keep that Red Bull behind, as Kenyon is looking down the inside. Oh, it's not quite. But Kenyon might look down the inside of it now as they go up the uphill section. And Kenyon will slot in behind.
Dodos has done a great job of getting into the DRS of Vale. He was 1.4 seconds behind him when he got past Sierra originally.
Rusted Bolt has just managed to get DRS on Scootex. Don't know, it's going to be very tight as we come on to lap 28 out of 33. Sierra has a 3-second time penalty sitting in P1. It could be very costly depending on the time that he can spread out from the rest of the grid.
It'll be interesting to see if Scootex can start making big gains on him now that he's free and in relatively clean air.
Bit like Barry is very close to Sierra.
Sierra could have blitz here though.
Is he gonna make it? Yep, he gets past him.
He's just past Dodos. Scootex has taken over half a second out of Sierra already.
Yeah, I think the way it's going at the moment is
Kenyon can
maybe it's
come under
quite-
pressure from Vale
yeah.
here as well.
Kenyon's just out of that 3-second penalty that they've got with this fight that's about to happen now. Rusted Bolt's doing a good job to stay.
Scootex
Just
already.
drops. He's just
in
dropped out of
DRS.
DRS.
Oh, he's
Just
I
dropped
don't know,
out of
he's
DRS.
a bit far back this time maybe, but still
Yeah, I
it's
don't think
flashing.
he will. I think he knows that he's got a little bit quicker pace than Sierra at the moment. Sierra's flashing as well, the RS. He's
Yep.
got a 3-second time penalty as well. Wait for the next straight to come along and use the Red Bull power.
I must have missed it completely because I was busy sneezing. Hayes up to P4. Didn't even see him doing Kenyon and Vale.
Oh no, I didn't see that either. I'm looking. I keep looking at the times at the moment, trying to work it out in my head.
I can imagine that Hayes will get Rusted Bolt. But I don't know that Rusted Bolt has then got the pace to stay within the 3 seconds of Sierra.
Yeah. As Hayes
Phil.
is very, very close now.
Yep. And Vale's just dropping in and out of DRS as well.
As Hayes is at a moment too early on the power wise, cost him.
Yeah, that's certainly helped Vale out.
Rusted is 2.4 away, 2.5 away from Sierra now. Sierra just needs to stick with Skutex. This is the best outcome for him. Otherwise, Sierra will potentially, if Rusty Bolt needs to do him a job as well, because Hayes is on the back of Rusty Bolt, will get DRS as well. Hayes is looking for a top 3 finish.
I'm sure he'll be keeping a very close eye on that gap.
Do 2.9, 2.8. Go to a lap 32 of 33. Maybe the help from Sierra with tagging along to Skutex will be enough to get him across the line in P2, as Rusted Bolt does have a little bit of DRS. Can he get Hayes to put in a little bit of a defensive mode? Oh, Rusted Bolt has a moment, a little bit of oversteer from the car. Oh, Sierra's just dropped out of DRS. Down to 0.4. Two seconds it is. He's dropped 1.7. Sierra is struggling now, just to keep the pace at the front. He'll be comfortably enough to finish ahead of the Red Bull driver, but not enough to stay ahead of his pens. He might even lose a podium here because of the pace from Rusted Bolt behind.
Yeah, I mean, Hayes is dragging him along, and Vale as well for that matter.
Yeah, this could be a bit of a
see
stinger
on
one.
track from Bolt backwards changing, but should I
Oh, it needs to be a
2
good
points.
sector 3 from from Sierra, just to try and give him a bit of a cushion from the cars behind.
Alright, he's currently just
As
dropping to 4th.
Skutex will come around the final corner to take the win in Spain. Sierra will finish P2. Where will he finish? Hayes
He's going to
crosses.
finish 3, yep.
He finishes P3. Epic drive from PRL Vale up into P5 in AlphaTauri. Kenyon P6. Dodo's P7. JT Blitz P8. Sierra P9. Billy Barry P10. Voicey P11. 12 is Anfo. Kinty is P13. And PRL Matt comes across the line in P14. Well, interesting race. The game gives the driver of the day to JT Blitz, so I have to go back and real review.
Yeah, there was way too much happening in that for me to even think about. Excuse me. Yes,
Just make sure you give the right, or get as much as you can for us, Sierra, please, mate. As that finishes around 22 for this weekend's races, we have Skutex finishes P1 in the sprint and P1 in the race. I think Hayes also finishes P2 in the sprint and P2 in the race. Zero with his 3 seconds go down to P3 provisionally. Rusty Bolt P4, Vale P6, Kenyan P5, sorry, Kenyan P6, Dodo's P7, JT Blitz P8, Sierra P9, Billy Berry P10, Voicey P11, 12 is Anvo, Kenty's is 13, and PRL. Matt is in at P14.
I don't think anybody should need it, but I have got the race director recorded.
And there we have it. That will finish off this weekend. Round 22. Please join us next weekend where it is our final race of season 3. And it will be round the Red Bull Ring of Austria. That will be Saturday for equal and Sunday for realistic. Some drivers will be needing a good race in a realistic on Sunday to complete their target for the end of the year. Please join us then, and we will see you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.